Yeah, run it. Everyone knows I'm a fuck up, bro. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna live stream this also on Facebook, and then I thought RVJ is coming on. We're gonna get banned instantly.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna be
gonna we're gonna get into some political incorrectness right off the cuff. Don't worry about it.
You already know.
okay, guys. We are live. Thanks everyone for joining us. How many episodes have you guys done? 3, 4?
We did like 3 or 4, and then it was like I think we were doing pretty good, but we were all too fucked up in our own lives. So this is like we're gonna call this the Phoenix episode. The back from the ashes.
Resurrection from the ashes.
Yeah. I like it.
We're back.
Hey. So, guys, how you guys all doing? Summer is good.
Good. How about you?
I'm doing good.
Who you arm wrestling next? We got to talk about that. We got to get into that. I don't want to talk too much to you guys because we'll burn up all the good dialect on the bullshit.
Yeah. I'm pulling.
Are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live. We're live. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what's up, man? Fuck, Ray. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
That was
you were
Ray's
still setting
intro.
this shit up, you know.
Ray's intro was, how many of these have you guys done?
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. I thought this guy was over here giving me the quiz so he could have some info. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Jesus, Ray, way to sabotage a guy. What I do notice, though, is today wasn't shoulder day for Paul. I like that. You got a full shirt on. You're not half naked and your traps on up to your
Monday, International Chest Day, man. I got to wear a tight, snug-fitting chest type shirt.
I like it. Hey, some things never change. I feel like I'm back at my high school reunion, like 5-10 years later, and some motherfuckers, they just don't change. I like it. Doug and Paul are still the same. It's still Doug the Thug, and Paul still got that all-American swagger. I like it.
Doug the Thug.
So
and
Ray's
Ray,
pulling
of course,
Ryan.
You're Ray.
Ray's pulling Ryan.
And Doug's still flexing.
Hey, Rob, remember what he did to us in that picture?
Yeah, he did us filthy.
Oh, it was terrible.
I'm still out angling people to this day.
He did us so dirty. Listen, Doug, only one guy in that picture knew what was going on in that picture, and he was the winner. Yeah. It's like starting a race when you're the guy who says go. He fucking won.
I specifically said,
and then said go.
I specifically said no flexing, and then I was like,
he took a full step forward, oiled his arm up, and flexed the shit out of it. He's about 30 pounds lighter than us, and we look tiny. Shameful.
This?
Yeah, he looked like he was the 225 guy. We looked like we were 176ers. Some bullshit.
But I still out angle people to this day. That's what I do.
Well, that's the game, bro.
Yeah, back to what you had asked, Ray. He's got Ryan. That match just got made recently. Short notice.
I like that match. I like that match because I want to see where he's at. Because he seems real nice and respectful, but he was hitting me up in my comment section a lot, wanting to pull. And I know he's done it with some other people. He's a hungry guy trying to get out there. So it'd be interesting to see him pull somebody that's have some world experience that's been around a little bit. So, Coach Ray, you get to be the what we call the gatekeeper, I guess.
Yep.
Well, what are you going to come in weighing? Because I know it's a 95 kg match. I mean, that's 95's heavy for you. Like if you're not going to be 95 coming in.
Heavy. I thought he was always a 220 guy. Ray's always a 220 guy, wasn't he?
Yeah. Ray's like a 105 kg normally.
Yeah.
No bullshit. Don't listen to him.
I'm
85. I'm pulling 80s, but I'll be like 89. Let's see. I'm not thinking about gaining weight. It will not help me. The strength and health is the most important. If I can get my shoulder good.
Ray, how much notice did you have when you found out about that match? 4 weeks?
Last week.
Nice.
4 weeks.
Yeah, but I love it. I was still training. It was like nothing different. I just look up how he's pulling. I'll try to, kind of see where his style is versus mine, and what can I use against it, and nothing
I
else.
think you're gonna like his
honest.
style.
Yeah, he's gonna go where you want to be. He's gonna go where
I
you
think. Yeah, I think you guys are gonna match up real nice with each other, and it's gonna be. You're gonna be happy with how it feels. What's the prediction? Let's just cut it right now, America.
Ooh.
Let's get to the prediction. Do we have a prediction on that match?
Let's see
I'm
the-
going at 3-1, 3-0, 3-1, 3-0 Ray.
I like that. That's exactly where I was going. I was thinking maybe in the early rounds, Ryan might have enough torque and a little bit of an angle to feel out. He might get that one. I think Ray's going to be sticky enough and enduring enough. More so, probably stronger and more polished than a hook. So I'm going 3-1, 3-0 as well.
Is this the picture?
Yes.
Yeah, look at that bullshit. And Doug's sitting at single-digit body fat. I'm over here like a fucking tub, just like, oh, I'll chill in my black shirt because everyone knows fat people wear black because it's slimming. Doug's over here doing a full skull crusher with his fucking hand.
Yeah. I'm cutting weight here too, you know, like that's supposed to be the lean version of me there. I look fat and Doug looks like jacked and weighs more.
Doug looks like he's ready to be like the next C-bomb, and we're over here like we're the fucking goons just ready to get him some drinks and towels at the pool.
I mean, that flex itself is impressive. He has every muscle group, every single muscle in his arm flexed, from his forearm to his shoulder.
But that's why he took the right side and angled that way.
He did.
He stuck me in the back, all narrow shouldered and shit.
He got right underneath that fluorescent light bulb too, like
right. Doug, I thought we were friends.
Doug said it for
like
months. He waited for this for months. He knew exactly what he was doing.
It was planned. It was planned.
Sorry, Douglas.
Good.
It's Douglas.
You got
looks good.
It's Douglas.
It's Douglas. Yeah.
Douglas Senior.
Yeah.
So what's the drama going on? Drama in the arm wrestling world. Let's get into it. I don't want to get into some fucking lame shit about predictions. I'll predict Coach Ray because he's here hosting us, and I actually like that match. I'm interested in that match.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones.
I didn't give my prediction. I've never pulled with Ryan, but I was in Florida. I was in Florida for the finals with him. I got to watch him pull, and I got to after pull with a couple people that he went against, and if that is any like inkling of like where his level is, I think his level in a hook is pretty good. Rob, have you ever trained with that Vladimir guy that used to train up there with Bresnan and them? Hook puller, Eastern European.
I've only pulled him in a tournament. I never trained with him.
They had a war. They had like a war, and Ryan beat him. And I after pulled with him, and he was sticky. He was really sticky and tight. He was tough. So I put him slightly over that level. I mean, I think if anything, the biggest factor could be the weight, because Ryan, I think, cut a lot of weight to get to 209. He's a bigger dude, but I know he carries a lot of it lower body. I think it could be
big legs. It looks like.
Yeah, I think it could be a close match. Like, but I think if Ryan wins, he has to win 3-0, because I think
Ray got that sneaky Opa talk roll though. Remember that shit? That Opa, that top roll that he pulled out with Bowen. Now, I know Ryan Bowen wants that shit to be buried, but I'm the boogeyman, man. I'm a gravedigger. I'll come back and bring that shit up. I do remember when Coach Ray top roll Ryan Bowen. That shit, man. If I ever got, there's a few times in my life I got a bone that was like comparable with titanium or granite or shit like that. And that match, when you top rolled him, it wasn't beating him. When you top rolled him, when he said his wrist was fucking unbreakable or some weird shit, that gave me a bone that was legendary. Legendary bone.
Let's go.
I verify. He sent me a picture. We talked about it right when it happened.
Yeah, bro.
Someone asked a question.
I looked like when I pulled my pants down, it looked like the guy from Twilight in the sunlight. It was like glistening. It was fucking crazy. It was next level.
Someone asked you a question, Rob. He said, "What do you think about Bowen's new physique since his name came up?"
Man, what I can say about Ryan Bowen is that motherfucker, if there is a Pied Piper of arm wrestling that can get most of the people to follow him and when he trumps his flute, It's Ryan fucking Bowen, because it don't matter what that motherfucker does. It don't matter how hard he loses, how hard he falls flat on his shit. He'll fall flat on some shit and then just go into a new direction and act like, you know, he had an epiphany one night over a dream or a bowl of Cheerios or fucking some shit. Saw an oracle. Something's crazy. And then all of a sudden the guy changes direction and everyone believes it. Now, I'm not going to be foolish enough to say Ryan Bowen's not strong and not a good arm wrestler and not even a smart guy. The problem is he overshoots so much. And I think, again, he's overshooting and it's unjust. Like, this guy's finding himself in matches. In any other combat sport, when you're on a losing trajectory the way he is, you just fucking like got to grind again and go back into tournament mode. This guy keeps finding himself in matches. His current physique, I don't know, man. Like, he's still like, without being cruel, but being direct, it's a regular guy that works out a little bit. Like, I go to Planet Fitness to see 20 guys at my local Planet Fitness look just like him. It's not overly muscular. It's not overly lean. If you're not walking the line, like really big guys that look good with their clothes on might have a high body fat count, but they're yoked. And then there's those skinny guys that look like shit with their clothes on, but they're shredded. Maybe you find a hybrid in between, but he's none of that shit. He's just like the dad who's got a little bit of leanness and a little bit of muscularity. He looks like a guy who works out a little bit. Yeah, you guys could say that's hate and shit, but that's just my eyeballs from being around gyms and shit my whole life.
No,
It's
yeah,
good.
I get it.
Lost a lot of weight real quick. I don't know what the deal is with that, but
I mean, honestly, the way I describe the physique is like skinny fat. He still looks a little, he still looks like that soft look. But we got a super chat from Ryan, your opponent, Ray. I'll read it since you're his opponent. I beat Jordan Sill, Dallas Langston, and Brent Rakers June 1st. Hooked all of them, if that tells you anything.
He's good, man. He's good.
I mean,
That's very impressive. Yeah.
it was a $20
I'm expecting
super
him
chat,
to
so he
be
wanted to
really,
make
really
sure it
strong.
was red.
Yeah, I think people just don't know him, and that's kind of everyone always goes for people they know, right? But I'm taking very seriously. I think he's like, there's a reason he won the qualifier, right?
I'm assuming he's meaning at that round robin, the 220 round robin.
Yeah.
no, round robins are
Yep.
sneaky. We all know that. I'm
Yeah.
not going to discount a win, but
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, there was.
I think
Huh?
that's a pretty good representation of his level. Like, he's a tough guy to keep out of a hook, and when he gets there, he's really good there too. You know, he's good at forcing that lane, I think, and you know, like common barometers, he's gonna be strong in there. I think it's gonna come down to some slight nuances, you know, and I think that weight might play a big factor, the difference in weight. We've
Well,
all
I watched
I'm
the
gonna still
replay.
stick
I
with
didn't
my
even know he beat
original-
those guys.
I'm going to stick with my original guess because I remember watching that round robin, and I do believe that there was some match factors. I'm not saying he didn't earn those wins, but when you start taking the edge off people and you're getting this round 3, 4, 5, 8, it comes down to who had easier rounds. So
Yeah, I mean, and I do remember. I don't know if he pulled Brent before or not, but Brent had some wars, and I don't remember. I watched the replay of the round robin. And I skipped over all of Ryan's because I didn't know who he was and didn't care. So I know you're watching, Ryan. I just wanted you to know that I skipped all your matches. So I didn't even know that just now. It's news to me. I didn't know until just now.
Yeah.
Ryan.
then Shark ran through that class, didn't he?
Yeah. Shark won. Arson was second. I think who was Craig was third. Who was third?
Greg
I'm not
Duliak?
sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Craig was.
No, I don't think Craig was third. I think
He
Craig
took
ended
some
up in
damage
like
early
4th
and slowed him down.
or something like.
No,
4th or
he was
5th.
4. Ryan was 4. Ryan was number 4.
Wow.
Yeah, I think. Well, the Craig I felt last Saturday, Jesus, I don't know how anybody's beating that guy around 200 right now. That's a match that I think is I love Tom. Tom's a great guy, and I think I think maybe it's closer at 85 if Craig has to cut more or something. I don't know, but I know
Who?
Tom Holland
Holland,
and
Craig
Craig are
Tully.
pulling on the 14th. I just think it's a mismatch.
Unless Tom comes in with like a different approach to set up. And Craig is a tricky one. Rob, I know Rob's.
But did you see what that kid? Did you see what that kid did with that guy at Arm Wars?
Merlot? I thought
No.
Tom was important.
No. Arm
Arm Gods. He beat Oleg
Oleg Tudorian.
Yeah, and he's legit.
And he
But the
beat him.
problem is it's different styles, right? Craig kind of hits high and over and real fast, and Tom kind of catches like this, right? And I think if he would catch like this, much better, because then he can stop him. But if you go low, you kind of help Craig just to go. And Craig is so fast, ridiculously fast.
Yeah.
So
Tom's fast too, though.
Tom is fast. I just feel like
Yes.
what I felt Saturday, I'm just not sure. Like, I know you beat Tom, right? Right?
Yeah, in a war. But again, I have the style for that. I have the
Right.
style, right? There's matches that are, better and not better for you. Everyone knows them. So, like we hate top rollers, me and Paul Lynn, so that's normal.
I used to be a top roller. I got identity issues.
But you know that Ryan is pulling Shark, Andrei Shakovich.
I don't understand that. And he keeps on talking about he's like 93, 94 kg or something.
And it's at 105. I think they set it up at 105.
It has to go down. It has to go down.
I just saw something where he read off his doctor's report from his shoulder injury, and it's like bad. And I'm like, what are you even pulling for?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? We're over here with the torn labrum or whatever the fuck he's got, and he's taking a high-level match. I don't know what the fuck to believe over here. Like, there's 1 minute saying, like, I got a torn rotator cuff. The next minute you're saying I'm pulling one of the best 220 guys in North America. Like, what kind of bullshit are we serving over here? What are we doing?
Well,
This
I just want you to
fucking
know
guy
I have a fanny pack now. I just wanted to say that. So I will be
That's
rocking this
too.
at East versus West.
That's what happens when you
14.
spend enough time with Artem, right?
Yeah. Artem got that for you.
Except it's not a knockoff Louis Vuitton.
Hey, but you know the bullshit is? It's probably turbo useful. You probably love it.
Oh, I'm gonna have a place for my chapstick now and my
Nail polish.
makeup case and my mirror.
Yeah.
But
I can tell a white collar motherfucker whenever I talk to one. Oh my god, chapsticks! They would have launched you right off a roof in my crew, homie. Holy shit!
Hey! I'm also gonna have some brass knuckles in there, dude. So
Right.
just know
So people don't steal your fucking chapstick. I get it.
they don't steal my chapstick.
Any dry lip motherfucker coming to you is getting beat down.
Don't touch. my
Anybody
chapstick.
looking like they got dried inchworms on their face is getting punched.
Hey, I want to hear more about Doug and Hunter's beef. What's going on there?
Holy smokes! I like that one.
I like that one too.
I heard Doug. I heard he called you the past. I heard he called you ancient history. He's treating you like something he read in a book once, like King Doug, all wrapped up in his sarcophagus over here, old and shit. Like we're bringing you back from the dead with a fucking spell and doing an arm wrestle, motherfucker.
Dude, I swear, he keeps on saying the last match I won was in 1987. I'm like, oh.
You actually won when Lincoln Hawk won. Same actual year.
It's like a switch. I don't know, man. He talks a lot of shit. It's good. I'm glad he's confident. I mean, I don't want to, I want him to come in at his best. I mean, he's been doing good, and I mean, maybe he is the next up and coming, but not this year. It ain't gonna be this year.
I like how you turned away a match from pulling the GOAT just to pull him. I like that even better because like
What-
you were supposed to pull, but you were like, no, 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 the greatness can wait. You have to
Hey, that's the
Engen
power
told
of
me.
sales, bro. Online
En-
sales.
Engen
You
told me
too.
that
Buy one, get one free.
Engen told me that that match will always be there. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it
Well,
because
it makes sense in my mind, right? If there are two guys that are, let's say, stars at that weight class, why not find out the best representative from North America and then send them out there? So
listen.
if you are in fact the best representative, or if there's somebody better, let's cut that before we put them on the world stage. You got to at least know who's your best guy.
For me, it's mind-boggling, but I understand how big United States is, right? That Paul Talbot and Vrej has never pulled,
yeah,
right? And
That's
Vrej is
crazy.
there since 2019 or 18.
Ray.
Yeah.
So check this out. I've been pulling for 15 years. All right, I've never pulled Corey Miller. I've never pulled Luke Kent. I've never pulled Sam Harris. Like during that run, that whole run where we were all winning shit, I never
Yeah.
ran into him.
Yeah.
It's wild, like the
You,
way
you
it
got
lines up
you got to
sometimes.
think about it, Rado. We don't have that organization you guys have. Like Nationals has been dead since when I got started. That was the first time I met Doug 7 years ago. Was the last Nationals, and it wasn't even big. So like during that entire timeline that Reg has been here, that Paul and Reg have been on the opposite side of the country, thousands of miles away,
It's
and
crazy,
no
crazy, right?
reason. There hasn't been any amount of money or enough hype to bring everybody together since
Yeah.
WA.
And I like
That's
that
what
match.
keeps,
I really
that's
like
what
that.
keeps a little bit of like, so, Devin always talks about how Georgia is only 3 million people but they're so close together. And even when they're far apart, they're so close together, they can all train together. Being here
Yeah.
in the United States, me and Rob and Paul got to fly to each other if we want to even have a practice,
Yeah.
so
Basically,
We've tried to do
Boston is has the same population as Georgia.
right. And we tried to do it, and the level of coordination that it takes to get like a high level practice or even a one-on-one with a high level dude, depending on where you're located, is really, really hard. Not to mention having 6 to 8 of those guys every week. I think
Oh,
that really associates the organization of those countries, and the proximity are so important. And then you take a look at Kazakhstan, the organization that they have in their
oh,
training team is unreal.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
And
Yeah.
their facilities are really, I mean, there are guys that were at the top of the food chain that I didn't pull for a 10-year run. And they were at the top where they came from, and I was at the top where I came from. And we just never bumped into each other. And we would travel, but we would always miss each other at different events. And that's just the way it happens. You
What
know,
would be the easiest solution for this, guys, in your opinion? Big money
Well,
tournament?
I
Big
will say
money
this.
team.
When WAL was around, it brought a lot of people together that didn't really ever match up. But then Corey never pulled it, so he never pulled Justin. And, Justin and Corey have never pulled either. So it's like,
you know what?
yeah,
I could pop in on
That's
that.
crazy.
I think if for a cultivation standpoint, if we started using the nationals as a free way to cultivate the next step onto the professional stage being king of the table or East versus West or whatever, that you have to win nationals to represent your country. Top 2, top 3. Instead of going to worlds, you have an option. If you place in your nationals, you can now either go to WAF Worlds if you want to, IFA, or onto the stage. That will bring bigger numbers. With bigger numbers and heavier hitters, almost make an East versus West king of the table qualifier a national. Then you start getting better people at nationals. My first nationals had John Brzenk, Ron Bath, Travis, Tim Bresnan, Matt Girdner, fucking Chad Silvers, Craig. Everybody who was anybody in each class was in that class. And now you go to a nationals and it's like anyone who thinks they can make a buck at a round robin or a super match, you don't even get top 5 in each class there, unless it's in their town.
So yeah, I love that idea if we can get the traction behind it, because there's been so much question about like, why did this last, our qualifier finals didn't do well. And I think there's a number of reasons why that could have been.
Because guys still can
I'm
get on the
interested-
matches, right?
I'm interested to hear what you guys think as to why. We hosted that thing down in sunny Florida. We had payouts through 2 years. We gave away $26,000, and we still had some classes that had 5 guys in it. It was wild.
nobody showed up. Yeah,
Social
you know,
media
I
will
do,
kill that. All they got to hear is people start doing the math. They go, okay, I can win that class. Then they hear somebody else is coming. They go, okay, I might take second. Then they hear someone else is coming. They go, I might take third. And the next thing you know, if they start seeing themselves based on their expenses versus what they might win, they bow out. And then the other 99% of the field probably does the same. And the two big swinging dicks who think they can win it fight each other. Or the guy who's local and doesn't have any money to spend takes a swing at it.
Well, that's why I think
we gotta find a way to structure it where it's not that it's an option, it's your only pathway.
Only
It'd be like going to the Olympics. It's like going to the Olympics. Like if you want to get here, this is the fucking way you have to do it. You have to win your states, you have to win your regionals, you have to win your nationals, and that's it. Like if you don't win it, you go next year. Because a lot of these people ducking out trying to find sideline ways, get a little loud on social media, go other alternate routes, hitting people up in the DMs. Fuck that noise. It should be like a legitimate, like we do with wrestling in the Olympics. Boom.
I do agree with what Engen just said in the comments. Don't know about nationals, but WAF Worlds level is way above IFA. I mean, it definitely is. The amount of countries, the amount. I mean,
I agree with that. I agree. I know. But what I was just saying, as a way to at least bring in people to, you have to do A to get to B. You have to do B to get to C.
Yeah.
When you go to high school wrestling, you can't just go for a national championship. You have to win your high school, then you have to win your states, then you have to win your regions, then you have to win your then you go to nationals. But it's a process. You can't just go from one to the other without going through a process. And there's pride with each step you take. Now it's just kind of like people show up at nationals that never even won a fucking tournament because they want to be in the environment and go, oh, I took fifth at nationals. So, yeah, because like six guys showed up
with 6 people in the class.
Rob and Doug, explain to me what shifted. Because if I'm not mistaken, from what I talked to most of you guys that have been around for a long time and the other guys have been around for a long time, it used to be that way. That nationals were something that everybody showed up
nationals
to.
Was huge.
Honestly, in my opinion,
different now.
When UAL and WAL started, when UAL came around and then WAL came around, that's really what did it, because that's where the money was. That's where the stardom was. That's where, and it just kind of weeded out those nationals that handed out a trophy and people didn't care about them anymore. It was more prestigious to win one of those tournaments, a wall tournament.
100%. So nationals, you would see Ron Bath, John Brzezinski, all the guys we would put on Mount Rushmore at a nationals, staying all weekend, mind you, having a fucking blast, great times, and guys stopped going because they started seeing it as an avenue to, could I actually make money on this? And if someone's going to pay me, well, I'm not going to go out there and risk my arm and risk my limbs. And then everyone else who felt like they could be at that caliber or of that caliber followed suit. So a lot of your A-listers immediately, once one or two dropped off, all dropped off and went in the chase. Then the guys who were close started kind of doing the same, thinking, well, if I train real hard and avoid the tournaments and save myself for the matches and call it out enough, then maybe I can. So then you what are you left with? Like a lower B-list, C-list type of group, because those guys who thought they were on the cusp were like, if I have one good day, now I'm there. You know, like I use Justin Bishop a lot as an example. He went from obscurity to worldwide fame with like one pin. He went from being a country boy that had a fucking checkered hat on, a checkered fedora, roll tide,
that
to slapping
stupid video.
and all of a sudden it was like, okay, he's turbo legit because he beat a current world champion. That is roll tide, right?
I hate that video because I'm in that video and you hear me, and I didn't know who Giannis was, and I called him Janice, and I'm like yelling, and my face is all fat, and I'm like, Justin just beat Janice. Like, little did I know, I've only been in the sport for like 2 years. I had no idea who he really was. And God, I hate that video.
But when people do some shit like that, that's what they save up for. And then when they can do it, it's human nature, right? You're gonna always go for more. And I think we are in a cush society now. What we used to be very happy with, we're now very unsatisfied with.
Yeah, well, Ray, what kind of springboarded this conversation was Ray was like how to fix the like people that have never pulled each other and stuff. I do feel like that Challenger Series is an avenue that is like, the Justin and Corey have never pulled. Could they pull there? Could, not y'all two pulling, but Rob and Paul have never pulled. Could they pull there? You know what I mean? I'm just saying guys that have never pulled, could it be lined up?
Because you know what it is? Guys are thinking like these are hot matches that people are just as curious about as you are. So now that we're seeing people get paid, we're like, let's get paid. We're back in the day, just having the title of saying, I'm the 2010 national champion was the big swinging dick of the country. And now it's like, I don't care what title I have, just give me some money. You got guys now. And I won't go on the witch hunt. I won't go down the rabbit hole because believe me, at some point in time on this podcast, I'm going to go deep down a lot of rabbit holes. But this won't be one of them. But there's plenty of guys that go and will show up and show their ass and put their pride on the line and wash it like they have no self-respect. And they'll show up half-ass just for a paycheck.
Ray, do your tournaments in Latvia pay out?
Huh?
I'm just kind of tying it together. Does your tournaments in Latvia don't pay out?
No,
it's just trophies.
Yeah, but
but that's a big thing, probably. Where you come from, to be the big swinging dick in Latvia is probably a big deal.
It is a big deal, yeah.
Right, like you guys are a sport that's respected. You treat yourself with respect, like athletes, and to be the number one guy, not just by talking shit, proving it that's an accolade, and that's how it used to be here.
Yeah, but
now
it's like hard, and I think it's very hard in this day and age.
Well,
it's hard.
It probably has to do with the lack of promoters throwing money at tournaments too. Because like in order to be able to have either a super match card or a substantial payout, it takes either one big investor who's looking long term and willing to lose money now, or a whole bunch of little sponsors where you're going to go.
But I got you. You guys ever play poker? Anyone here a poker player?
You know it, dude. We already talked about this.
Okay. So I used to go to satellite events. You can find them online and you can find them in live. You have satellite events. Basically, whoever wins that event goes to the next level up of all the other winners of a satellite event. Free. You get nothing for it. You might get a t-shirt or some shit. But then you go and they want to find the best guy. It's a free way of finding the best guy to get to like the World Series of Poker. It's a satellite event. So where everybody knows that the elite of the elite of the elite, where they lay, whether it's Waff, King of the Table, or East versus West, you throw a bunch of satellite events, but that is the banner. The banner is you're winning your way into this shit. We don't need you to sing. We don't need you to dance. We don't need you to have a monkey on a crank box like this. We don't need none of that shit. Just come here, arm wrestle your fucking balls off. And if you keep winning, we promise you'll show up on one of them stages. And if you make it without discrimination, where a motherfucker like John Brzenk, dare I say the name, John Brzenk doesn't get the free pass. If he goes on a losing cycle, he gets scuttled off into the fucking tournament section. Like he's got to be in Fight Club now to get back into the East versus West. He's going to make two decisions, to retire or grind. And then that brings a lot of interest to those tournaments because now all of a sudden you have like guys on losing cycles like Michael Todd and John Brzenk and Travis Bajan in the tournament series. And what's that do for eyeballs to the tournament series? Are they going to charge? Are they going to come back? Are they going to have some vigor? Think about it. You can't discriminate and go, John will always have a place at East versus West. Nah, man, kick his ass right into the gutter. You were good. Now you're in a losing cycle, just like all the other scrubs. We love you for what you did, but here's who you are now. We're sorry. Boom. Then what happens to your local tournaments when John Brzezink's at all the local tournaments? Boom. That's what happens when everyone gets a trophy. You fuck your own tournament in the ass.
We got to send him back down to the minor leagues. I vote.
Every single person that's been on a double loss, I'll go in the minor leagues. Every person that's on a double loss, fuck it. Go to the minor leagues and scrap your way through like the gulag, like that shit in Spartacus. Fucking fight your way through, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
The idea is good.
Slight subject change. I know Rob actually has a match coming up soon. Did y'all know that?
Who?
No. Who is it?
Yeah, Rob's pulling
Yeah,
Alan
that's it
Ford in
still.
September.
Yeah,
September?
Yeah,
Who?
early September.
that motherfucker, Alan Ford. If it
He's
goes the
pulling
way
up.
it should go, it should be uneventful. But I
Yeah.
fear that life circumstances will always play a role for me.
You got a lot of history.
Look.
You got history with Allen, don't you?
Huh?
You got history with Allen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we got history. And I just don't want it to be a John Brzenk, Todd Hutchings story. So John Brzenk was always like had that edge over Todd where he would just like bust that ass, except for their first encounter when he was surprised. But he was always like a good notch over Todd. And then the last encounter, like through the years and the weathering and the beatdowns and everything, Todd got the last. That's what went down in his history.
Yeah.
Oh, there
I
was a
just don't want
period
it
of
to be
time
like
where
that. 'Cause I
Allen.
think I'm strong, but I think I have some vulnerability with some injuries that are looming.
There
I
was a
should
period of
smash him.
time where
The
Allen was
problem is,
considered the best 200, 205, one of the best, if not the
Who?
best 200, 205 for a while. Like Allen was in the
Who, him?
conversation. Yeah.
yeah. At one point in time, he was good because he flashed Todd Hutchings. He got some good wins, but I feel like it all hit in a perfect matrix. I feel like I pulled him when he was really training hard and doing really well, and I was kind of in a midst of an injury, and I got the hustle straps of Canada. And man, if we all know anything about Canada, them some cheating motherfuckers up there, man. Them are some cheating motherfuckers in Canada. Like every single person from
No.
Canada doesn't want to arm wrestle straight up. I have not met one guy that wants to just grab and arm wrestle. Not one. Maybe Denny Dubrail. But that guy don't even arm wrestle no more because he got tired of arm wrestling because he lives in Canada.
Come on, Devin's the
got tired of
fairest
them
guy.
motherfuckers,
Devin
too.
is the fairest guy we know.
Who?
Devin. He's always
of
getting a
course.
fair
Yeah,
grip.
yeah. No. Him aside. I mean, excluding him and Crazy George and BLM and anyone else. I mean, yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit about before, you know, I know we've been doing a lot of match talking, and I want to talk about some other stuff, but your match, Paul, with Rustam, I was watching y'all's live, and I'll tell you, Rustam was sitting like this, and his bicep, I couldn't even see his body because his biceps were covering his body. He was big. He looks bigger.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
he's definitely stronger. I mean, I think that goes without saying, especially how he performed against Irakli. And I still think that match could have gone the other way. He won the coin toss and took the bad side, and he won both rounds on the good side pretty convincingly. So
Yeah.
it might have been.
I didn't
just
see that match, so he did get the wins on Irakli.
Yeah,
too.
every time the strap decided to match the buckle, because everybody on the strap side won. And the weird thing is, like Paul just said, Rustam won the coin flip and chose the buckle,
Yeah,
but the strap side won every match.
I couldn't understand it when it was.
He could be the champ right now.
Away. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's
he
fair
won-
to say, how long ago was that match? Like a year, 6 months?
Probably
A year
a
now.
little bit less than a
So
year, maybe.
he's going to be stronger. He's going to be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with a professional.
Yep. I made mistakes the first time I pulled him, learned from those mistakes. The hope is that I improved as much as he did, hopefully more. And hopefully, you know, if he's definitely bigger. So I'm wondering how the travel and the weight cut could be a factor. You know, this is the first
Are you
time
going to him or is he coming to you?
he's coming to Orlando. So I'm gonna hop a 2.5
That's
hour
August?
flight.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the cut easy, my terms. I can start it at home. That should be an advantage that I haven't experienced yet. So I don't know. We'll see. I won't make the same mistakes. Game plan will be different. It'll be much more subtle adjustments rather than drastic ones. And
Are you just gonna snatch it right up?
Yeah, I'm gonna. There's a couple things in the setup that I think I have to get, but the match is going in the hook every time.
So what I would say is, and that's probably already your line of thinking. Back in the day, a guy like Prudnick used to give him a little bit of trouble when he used to high bone line him up like this. High bone line him. He'd scoop it up and in. I'd say watch those matches. And if you can fucking give him that high bone line, and when that motherfucker does that little bounce and the panic sets in, you're gonna eat him. Give him the high bone line, because then from there you can chop down on it, drag on it, do whatever. But I mean, I'm sure I'm probably already giving you what you've already been thinking.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've been watching, and like I said, those adjustments, like you said, they're subtle adjustments. It's not.
I think the people who have fallen victim to Rustum have been the people that have been so terrified of his hook that they've tried to avoid it and fallen into a place where they're now out here. Whereas if you, similar to Sasho, if you embrace the motherfucker and then you can get him in a spot, it's a different animal. When hooking's different when you're both hooking, as opposed to that guy's hooking and you're caught in it out here. You know what I mean? It's a very different animal. And I know you experienced that. I've experienced it. And if you've been in the game long enough with high enough people, we've all experienced it. And it's a learning curve. So, yeah, give him that high bone line. I'm not going to ask you to tell you your secrets, but at this point in time, I think you're all are in it, and there ain't no changing now anyways. And nobody's going to go back and get stronger or more technical in these 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's all done. It's all done right now.
Yeah, it's gonna. You can tell him what you're gonna do, and he can either stop it or not.
Yep.
Yeah, I honestly, I think that assessment is similar to what you should do, Ray. But you know, I like that angle. What Rob was just talking about.
You too. You fucking too. You guys, all three of you guys should approach it the same fucking way. You're dealing with highly efficient hook pullers. You will end up in trouble, even if you got a great top roll, because if they're quicker and crisper off the start, and then you end up over here, so why not just be the stronger ass dude that just fucking jams it up? You know, like, that's where the psychology comes in. I've been there. I've been the guy who's been stronger. And in my mind, I say, well, I have a top roll, back away. And you get in trouble for no fucking reason.
And then you start running, and then the match doesn't even look close when it could have been
100%. You look like it's not even in the same realm, when actually you could be the stronger guy, but you're fucking yourself over.
Yep. You try and top roll. You can be a good top roller. You try and top roll an elite hooker, you are going to leave the match.
And elite hookers on the setup,
like you didn't arm
it's
wrestle.
kind of like, there is a lot of value in what Travis says about the false grip, where when your palm's forward and you kind of got that false like gymnast grip, where you can just wrist curl and curl around anybody, especially if you got some like fast twitch timing, where you don't even need a world level wrist. Just the setup and application will wrist curl almost anybody, even if they're an elite, even if it's Vitaly Latin with an elite level like hammer curl, pronation, arm length, everything. There are guys that if they're set up right, can just come in and chop down on him with just setup and application. Someone like Talget will get in on everybody, but it's not because his wrist is otherworldly. It's setup and application. And if these guys are experienced with that, all three of you can fall victim to it. So why not embrace the motherfucker and just see at least one round, like dog it from the middle?
Yeah,
I know that's what you're thinking. I know.
Well,
you're not thinking it yet. Ray might be thinking it. Ray wants to catch someone on his bicep and go, Opa, and pop a fucking Greek rapper or some shit.
I sometimes play for Dark Side. I don't know.
You're going to go that way? You're going out there?
Yeah, sometimes. When I feel it.
Only with Ryan Bowen. Only with people with turbo weak wrists.
Why you think I stayed away? Why you think I stayed away from the inside of with Ray? I know how much of a grinder that dude is. So that's what I feel like. If Ryan gets that first round, like I feel like Ray's gonna make him work, and then it's gonna work, and we'll see how good that dude's stamina is.
We all know that Ray's that guy that goes down 2-0 and comes back 3-2. We know that.
Yeah,
He's very comfortable 2-0.
I don't plan it. It's just I don't know what's wrong with me. You know how I think I'll go.
Just a late start.
I'll try. We'll see what happens. I was like, okay. And the second one, I was like, let's try a little harder. And then I'm like, now I really have to try.
What's your pre-match warm-up plan? Like, do you do anything? Do you think?
Oh no, I need to warm up.
Would it benefit you to warm up like more so you're already mid-match form before you start?
Yes. If I can get like really good pulling before, then
I don't,
do
I
much
don't, I
better.
don't know if I agree with that because I'm very similar to you, Ray. I think a lot of it's here. It's almost like when you take a loss, you're like, all right, I tried that. Like you almost need something to go with the connection from here
Yes.
to here
Yes.
because like you're almost like half in it because you're a little bit unsure. And then once you
Yes.
almost get that like little fuck it mentality, like we're all in now, like let's just turn our cards over, we're all in, then you perform better. So I don't know if warming up is the thing. I think if there was a mental warm up, if we could put you on some like Anthony Robbins brain waves or some shit like that, but like there's nothing that I don't think it's a physical warm up. I think it's actually an emotional and mental warm up.
I still think I don't know like a proper warm up for me. Like I've tried everything. I've tried not doing anything. I've tried some light bands. I've tried pulling
Get
pretty
some
good.
fucking inspirational music and find your reason
I
why.
listen, but I approach it like you know, if you're gonna go for, let's say, 400-pound bench, right? You don't start with 400-pound bench. So this is why I need a warm up. My body thinks that way. Like I need, like I'll pull someone like for a warm up, like it doesn't matter who, and they feel like like they do everything to me, and I really can't turn myself on. Give a break, 2 minutes, come back. They can't move me. Next one, and feels like, you know, I don't.
It's
Maybe
it's
it's mentally because of this.
no. There's a physiological aspect to that. The muscle fiber recruitment, like preloading. There's real stuff behind that. But then there's even more real stuff behind what Rob's saying. You know, the most intangible aspect of winning and losing is your mind state before. And I think the people that really master that, I think Devin is one of the guys who has really mastered his process of warming up mentally. I think we're all work in progress in that. But I can tell you personally, when I'm really already in my zone coming into a match, I have my same process that I do. Sometimes you feel better. And usually when you feel better and you're in that zone, you perform better. And it sucks to have to find the zone mid match, but it can be done.
Do you
Hey,
guys
Kevin.
remember going out into like, well, I don't know how long you've been married, Paul, but like back in the day, we'll say, and you were hitting the clubs and you wanted to go out and get, you know, some
Good.
ass or talk to some girls or something. If you just went to the gym and got a fresh haircut and a fresh shave and everything was feeling good, when you felt good about yourself and you felt everything was good, you had a fresh outfit,
100%.
you know, the GTL thing that was on Jersey Shore, Gym Tan Laundry, that is
Yeah.
real. When everything was in check and everything felt good, your game was higher. If you
You're
felt
100%
lower about
right.
yourself, you'd almost be like the guy with his hands in his
Yeah.
pockets, kind of like, I don't know, I'm a scrub. But like when you're
Yeah.
the same motherfucker, same
Yeah.
brain, same fucking body,
Either,
same face. But there was something about the way you felt about yourself that projected yourself differently, and the results were drastically different.
yeah.
Fitting facts.
It's like when you know you feel flat. You know, I
Yeah.
want to in those same situations. I want to go out with a little bit of pump. You know, when hopefully my tan's on point. You know, because I'm gonna give off a little bit of that different energy. And it applies to sports too. I remember in college, my college coach, he would shit on me all the time because we'd have a game on Saturday and I'd be up 10 in the morning and I'd be in my bottoms going and working out. And I'm just going light because I just want to feel tight and connected. And I want to have blood in my muscles. And then I want to have everything where I want it to be. And with the combination of feeling good, the endorphin release, and knowing my stuff is all tucked in and clean, I'm going to play better always.
Listen, it was something. It's a great metaphor because, like with left arm, I don't need to warm up, and it's because I have some problems with my right arm. So I'm not 100% sure all the time. I think I need to warm up to feel my arm, right? With left, I don't need to warm up at all. I can just start pulling. Doesn't matter who. Like with right, I need to warm up, but you know what I mean. And it's spot on. When you feel great, you do great, right?
Yeah. Look good, feel good, play good.
Excellent.
Look good, feel good, play good.
That's it, man. You just gotta.
GTL.
The mental side is something nobody talks about, and believe me, I'm one of the biggest cases people will talk about that when I'm mentally there or I'm mentally not. And I'll tell you what, it's a very real thing, and it's something that everyone should look into. The warm up for I think Ray when he takes those early losses, maybe it's physical, but I think a bigger part is probably emotional and mental. And some guys it might be physical, but for me, I feel the emotional and mental side. Like I need to feel like I'm in the moment. And sometimes taking a beating and being almost like realizing the thing you're afraid of and then living through it, and you're like, that wasn't so bad. I got pinned. I was terrified of it. Now let's get to arm wrestling. It's almost like that. It's like this guy beat me. I was terrified of it, and everyone's gonna heckle me. And then you get through that loss, and you look around. You're like, all right, now it's game on. Like I just took that. Like now we can get into a match here.
And I'm sure each and every one of you remembers the first time you got punched in the face as a kid. And usually, a lot of times, like if you wind up getting in more fights later on, it's that moment where you get punched in the face and you realize, oh, that's not so bad. I'm not made of glass. That's when you become a dangerous person, when you're not scared to lose or you're not scared to get hit or get hurt. And like that's why I love East versus West. I love all this stuff because, and you know, Engen gives me a hard time for running around being in everybody's corner and everything. But I'm doing that for several reasons. And one of them is incredibly selfish because I'm feeding off of all your energy. I'm absorbing that throughout. And whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. Like if somebody goes up there and the outcome's not good, well, good. I get to apply a little bit more pressure to myself if I'm pulling later, you know? Or if somebody goes out and crushes it, that energy is like intoxicating. So like for me, that trade-off, like, yeah, I'm spending energy going around and doing this, but I'm taking it back too. I'm getting more back than I'm giving off. And a lot of times I attribute that energy to my own personal successes. Like there's value in this stuff. It's way more than.
And on the flip side, it's commendable to be in the corner of the winner or the loser, especially the loser, because they're not a loser. There's just an outcome. These motherfuckers are the elite of the elite around the world. The strength level and physicality for any of these people that are online watching would be incomprehensible. They wouldn't even understand like what people like that guy can do easy is way stronger than these people talking shit strongest buddy can do on their best day. It's like they treat them like it's gladiator camp. And East versus West and all these tournaments online are unfortunately a gladiator camp where these guys get shucked to the side. So being in the guy that's the loser's corner is good because it's support, because sometimes those matches are real close and it's still a motherfucker who's world level and he's been in the grind and he trained his balls off. And to be stepped over like you're some piece of dog shit because you didn't win a match, that's terrible. It's terrible. That makes it unsavory, especially in the online community. I think that's why a lot of guys shy away from tournaments as well, is because there's filming there and they're like, what's my risk versus reward? My stats can go down by losing a local tournament, but I get no money for it. I get no reward. People are afraid of the implications. And so in a nutshell, being in the guy's corner, win or lose, I think it's necessary because we're so quick to parade the winner and forget the loser. But how many losers have we seen go from zero to hero in just like 2 events? We saw Dave Chafee go from almost obscurity to retiring to beating Vitaly Letin and a few other guys and making a run at the top spot again.
Yeah, Oleg Petrenko lost to John and then came back and started dominating everybody. It was his comeback match with John, but like
same story, right?
Yeah.
There's truth there's truth in like improvement through osmosis too. Like the idea of being around people who are maybe at another level or provide a certain look, there's a lower concentration in you and a higher concentration in them. You are going to absorb it and it'll level out, you know? And the same goes for the negatives, but that's what, I mean, the more you can get around these competitions, I mean, they've made me a better person, a better competitor. Now, have they made me stronger per se? Maybe not, but they've made me better for sure because I get to go there firsthand, share that energy. And
well, that's why winning countries produce winners.
Osmosis. You put them all.
They became winners not through just their physicality, their training, their principles, but also like it's things like daily habits, ideology. It's you don't get to that level by just going to a gym. You have to have it carries through you with life. It's the way you carry yourself. It's what you do in your day to day. It's even the way you think of yourself. Those guys probably walk around themselves. Do you think that the guys in Bulgaria like Flamin and Jordan Konev and Sasha walk around thinking that they're just good arm wrestlers? They probably think they're big swinging dicks in everything in life. They probably have this fucking swagger all day, every day, and they all hang out with each other and they support each other's ideas and they probably eat a certain way and train a certain way and hold each other accountable. And there's an old expression: if you want to fly like an eagle, you can't. If you want to soar like an eagle, you can't fly with turkeys. You got to be with other eagles, right? So when you're with a
We've all
bunch of
gone-
fucking eagles, it will change how you fly.
We've all been
Yeah,
in
going to-
situations where we got a training partner or a lifting partner who's just flat out stronger than you. And the longer you train with them, the faster you get stronger because you're just so sick and tired of switching the weights.
You're in the chase. You're trying to catch them.
And they don't have to say anything to you. They don't have to call you all types of names and berate you. You're just going to get stronger because the
You're
pressure's
keeping
on you.
pace. You're keeping up with them.
Yep.
What do you think brought Ray's level up so much, man? I went to Poland in 2016 and I didn't even know who he was. Now look at him. He's a superstar. Like he trains with Stetis and
Lose
Giannis.
first 2 matches and then start pulling. You know, it's
Yeah.
that simple.
Is he the real? Is he the face of? Who's the real face of their team? Is it Coach Ray?
I would say Ray. I mean, honestly, Ray's probably the most recognizable. I mean, but that's because he's
So in
also-
order, what's it go? Ray,
Me and Giannis.
Yeah.
Ray, Giannis. But you're over Giannis because he's not a social savvy. He's not a social out there. So
Maybe.
it's you, Giannis, and then who we putting on the third?
said it.
Oh, we doing Sanders or Vlad?
Sanders. Yeah.
Who?
Shed.
Sanders said it.
Yeah.
And then Tom's is just like
Storms is now skyrocketing. Yeah.
skyrocketing, but man, he needs to learn how to speak.
Yeah.
That dude
he-
don't-
Hey, hey,
Tom's
I
hey,
know,
can we just
robot.
can we just give
Yeah,
a moment of silence for what Tom's did to Artem? Because honest to God, like, listen, Artem was talking a lot of shit left-handed, like he was going to be the goat of goats. And what Tom's did to Artem, when we want to talk about a shiny red rocket, fucking Edward from the fucking vampire movie Boner. Oh my God! When Tom's held him at the center table and just treated him the way he treated him, oh, it's called "Welcome to Reality," my friend. Welcome,
I can't say
my
I
not
can't
so
say
my
anything.
frenemy, whatever you want to be.
I can't
What?
say anything because the way he made me feel left-handed, Artem made me feel left-handed at practice Saturday. I can't. I'm not allowed to say shit.
I don't care about that. When you're
Yeah.
gonna flap your gums
I
like
was
that,
like-
and you're gonna get dusted the way you get dusted,
I think,
Over and
I think
over.
that's a tough style matchup too. I think Artem can give some pretty good guys some pretty good matches and win some of them. That one was a tough.
well, you know what
Dude,
it
look,
is.
look,
It's not.
but
I don't hate a guy for losing. I hate a guy for acting like poor man's Travis Bajan and then not delivering. Now, if you're gonna adopt a persona and talk that shit and then not deliver, then we have a little bit of a problem.
Hey,
See,
listen.
Travis
But
can,
Let's talk about him and Mindaugas, because he said like, okay, Mindaugas and him both said some crazy things. But how do you guys see that?
I think
Well,
Mendagas fucking kills him. Not even what, right-handed?
Right.
Right.
Mendagas
Heavy.
kills him. It's not even close.
It's a 85 kg match. Going off of like, because Neil Pickup just commented in there a little while ago saying Rob is right. The level is like Jurassic Park. It's high, you know, like talking over there. It's just these matches, everything Engen's putting up is just like these guys are elite. So going and losing a match ain't even no shame in it getting up there. But as far as the Mendagas and Artem match goes, I had Mendagas. So I've pulled a little bit with Mendagas. We talk a lot. I know where he's at, but the Artem I pulled with last year before I went and pulled Ray, so been a year and a half longer. Yeah, about probably a year and a half. Different than the one I felt Saturday.
Yeah, I don't buy it. Fuck that. I think you were tired. I think Mendagas crushes him. I think we are seeing a peaked out Artem. He's already capped. He's already at his ceiling, bro. It's over.
I think the match is closer than I
Ray
thought
whips his ass
previously.
again.
I think it's closer than I thought previously. If I have to
No.
bet on the match, I can't not bet against Mendagas. I against almost
Do
anyone.
I think that sneaky ass low hand, shitty top roll in the fucking straps is gonna work against Mendagas with his nice with that level of hand and wrist strength? Nope. Not even close.
I don't think he's going low,
A
but we'll
3-0
see.
match. 3-0.
Yeah, that's
And that motherfucker I'll put on arm bets. I'll bet on that one.
so if it doesn't go 3-0, you'd be super surprised if it goes 3-1.
Yeah, I would be.
Ooh.
I think he's going to try to hit and get his shit collapsed. He might get to the pad and try to drive with that sneaky side pressure, but someone like Mindaugas is too polished, been around with too many strong guys, too long. This ain't JV. This is fucking Division 1, homie. This ain't that bullshit you used to pulling in the places you pull it. He's
Well, Ray,
pulling
what do you?
the sales card. He's pulling the sales card to get matches that he adopted from Travis, but he's writing checks his body can't cash.
Well, look, Ray's pulled them both. He would know more so than any of us. What is your opinion, Ray?
I think Minda is very hard to deal with, and you don't see much guys like you need super high top roll to beat him like Justin has. I don't know, like in Artem's wrist has always been an issue. His right arm is doing better than the left, in my opinion. Left is just, but I can't bet against Minda. I can't bet against Minda. I think he's so difficult, especially in a long match. Great endurance, and he has a lot of power for that, sleeper build. He's incredibly strong. It's and very hard. There's not a lot of guys that actually beat him, right? And the guys that beat him are very exceptional. Artem will have the time difference for him, and he will have the weight for him. So.
And Mindy just did have a kid, so he's definitely going through it right now. The lack of sleep and stuff. He just had a baby too.
Oh, then he's fucked.
Yeah, he just had a baby early July. So,
but yeah,
I'll go as far as to say Mindy can be woken up in the middle of the night. Artem can prep, hydrate, and everything. Come to his house like a faux Santa Claus on Christmas motherfucking Eve, and wake Mindy up and have an arm wrestle table down there under the Christmas tree. And Mindy will still wax him 3-0.
So you think that's what's going to happen with Leonidas and John then?
Oh man, what a bitch match!
I had to bring it up.
Are we going to get into that match?
I know how you feel, so I wanted to bring it up. We've talked, but we haven't talked.
Well, how do you feel, Rob? What do you feel about that? Tell me. I'm interested.
You want to know how I feel about that match?
Yeah.
This is some Don King bullshit. So back when Leonidas beat Schoolboy, I believe Coach Ray interviewed him and said, "What's next?" And he suggested me. So I reached out to all the powers that be, and I got basically in a nutshell, he wants to pull someone as a ranked 115 kilogram guy. I said, well, touche. I'm not one of those guys. He's trying to make a charge in his own little path. Que sera, sera. But I have my suspicions. Next thing you know, there's talks about John Brzezinski, who him and I are about the same weight. And it was confirmed. So John Brzezinski is nearing on 60 years old.
No, he's
not a ranked 115 kilogram guy. And he's on like a 6-loss losing trend. And even one of those losses was to a 95 kilogram guy. So far off of a ranked 115 kilogram guy. So I texted Engen. I was like, this can't be real. You told me this match couldn't happen because he's looking for a ranked 115 guy. He goes, well, when you're John, anything can happen. I was like, well, let's put the name to the side. Let's just look at it for what it is. And I laid out those examples. And I says, John is not the same guy as the guy who made that name. That's like Logan Paul fighting Mike Tyson now at 50 some odd years old. It's not the same guy who won those titles. He's on a losing trend. He's trying to suck clout. He's got a guy out there. They're doing risk versus clout chasing versus all this shit. If you want me to say what I think Leonidas is the name of a badass motherfucker from the 300 Spartans, and he is a poor representative of it because he is cherry picking and ducking all at the same time. He's picking on an old man in a losing cycle in a lower weight class. And you know what? I love me some John Brzezinski. But if you're picking on a guy who's already got 6 losses in a row or something like that, and all to guys in lower weight classes, the one you're chasing, you're a bitch.
Well, now we know.
Sums it up.
That's a bitch.
And
I don't want to hear your fucking manager saying all your reasons. If you've got a manager making decisions for you as a man, It's because it's calculated. It's because they're making. It's like what Floyd Mayweather did with Manny Pacquiao. They sidestep you for a fucking reason.
So who wins, Rob?
Man, I still think John can win that, but I don't know what John's up to these days. John's probably like me. John's probably on his fucking boat or ATV or doing some shit and coming out, and just because John's John, he might actually fucking pull that off. But then there's Leonidas. He might actually be stronger than we think. I don't fucking know. I won't be surprised either way based on John's recent outings or John's who we know he can be. So it all depends on those things, right? But it's a bitch move. Don't fucking sideline me and put me on the sideline for a reason and then break all those reasons so you can go after the guy who just got his ARP card and lost every match for the past 2 years. Fuck you, bro.
Well, if he beats John, we'll just throw you. We'll make that match happen with you and him. We got to.
Motherfucker, nobody can make a match happen. Some matches I asked for forever. You know what it is? I'm the highest risk with the least reward. You know what I'm saying? I'm like getting a fucking BJ in North Korea or something. It might be the cheapest, best BJ you ever had, but your ass might get strung up from a fucking telephone pole or something. It's like, yeah, but it's only like $1 for holla. But you're like, that's kind of risky fucking territory for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I could just go to, Thailand, not too far away. But it's like, no, you got to go to North Korea, man. It's the best, but they don't like Americans there. But so it's like the risk versus reward. I got that elite level risk, but I don't have the John Brzenk name. I don't have the fucking Devin Larratt name. Not quite. But so it's like, they're like, I don't want to fuck with this guy. Because right now I'm more dangerous than John Brzenk. Let's just call it like that. Like, I'll beat John Brzenk. John, I'm telling you that right now. I'll beat you.
I like it.
But John's got the name because they're remembering the 1986 guy who won the truck and the fucking all the other tournaments, but he ain't the same guy anymore. And other people have leveled up. And fucking Leonidas knows this. That's why he's got his little nerd-ass accountant sitting there with his abacus going, risk, reward, views, pay-per-views, bingo. we calculated, we put it in the calculator, and we're smashing right now. What do I bring up? I bring up the liberals who want to talk about Trump and how there's conspiracies and steroids. I'm nobody's best friend. I'm over here. Who the fuck am I? I'm nobody's best buddy. That's why you see me at my big tiki bar.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm crying.
Fire that blender. We got plenty to talk about. I'm on my way.
I'm crying, dude. Oh my god.
Hey, man. So actually, that's how I feel about it. I'm gonna say it like this: personal message. You can clip it, snip it. Leonidas, do your name some like stand by it. It's the name of a Spartan king. Stop being such a goddamn pussy.
Well,
take the fucking match.
There we go. That's the match to be made. I like it. This is recorded so we can clip it out and we can make that
shit out. Fuck that guy, man. And he knows I'm an aggressive, weird.
We know there's been a little bit of something since way back with the whole Devin, when he was with Devin and y'all got into, the whole live thing on there. So yeah,
we know. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. It's got to happen eventually. It's got to. That sounds more like a King of the Table match.
Yeah, let's kick it. Let's do it.
December, King of the Table. If you're watching,
you know what the thing is? He's probably going to beat John.
It could happen. I mean, if his arm is so strong, Leonidas' arm is very strong, but John is tricky. He's got the hand. Could he put him in a position where I've seen a lot of them strong guys get hurt at that point, where they refuse to be pinned? And
listen, I'm not a liberal. I don't give a fuck about other people. I want to see that bicep explode. I want to see it pop right off and run into his shoulder.
It might.
I don't give a fuck.
He's so strong.
Hey, if people can watch someone get knocked out, that's a concussion, technically, right? That's a concussion. So someone can die. They can go home and die. So when people watch UFC, they're like, "Oh yeah, we love to see knockouts." But then when I say I want to see someone get their arm fucked up, they're like, "Oh, you're a sick fuck." You kidding me? You kidding me? Like no one ever died from an arm break, but people have died from getting knocked out. True story. So yeah, fuck. Yeah, what a bunch of freaks out there. The problem is y'all don't recognize how freaks you are. But I see you. Again, it's
That's
why
right.
I'm here alone talking to you guys through a phone with my margarita machine, just
machine.
waiting for someone to come up and ask me for a margarita.
I wish I was there, dude.
Ray
So-
would have one.
Strawberry
I seen Ray
daiquiri.
get crunk on them live streams a
Strawberry
few
daiquiri.
times.
I don't think I ever had margarita.
Get out of
Well,
here.
whatever the fuck you drink, wherever you come from, I could put it right in this bitch and make it perfect, Ray. Because I am what you call a good host. And I don't know if you eat goat or fucking oxen or whatever the fuck you guys eat over there. It sounds like a place that eats weird meat, but I will cook it for you.
Perfect. Sounds nice.
Ray drinks fruity drinks. I mean, that's it.
That
Like
is
sex on the beach.
that is absolutely.
Yeah, like a sex on the beach, fruit punch with some sort of like.
I like
like-
pina coladas, and get caught in the
There
rain.
you
What can I
go.
say?
Hey, that's it's a sexy song, but it's if you want to get from point A to point B, you could take a jet plane or you could drive a fucking bike with a bent wheel or something. Your drink to me is like a bike with a bent wheel. I like to
So
take the jet plane. We're all
I
going
wanna
to the
ask,
same destination. I just like to get there more efficiently.
I want to ask Ray something. So clearly you've been practicing with Giannis.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like he's at compared to? Because I know for the last couple of years he's basically been kind of competing just to stay in it for fun.
Yeah.
Traveling around, not worried about cutting weight, just pulling the pool. And how serious is he taking this? Like, how does he feel on the table?
I think as serious as he can take it. We pulled on Saturday, and it was like he did like probably the hardest training he has done in months on Thursday. Like all pretty much went to the weights that he haven't pulled. And after that training on Saturday, we pulled. Two arms was dead. 2 days, like two arms couldn't pull anywhere. Like nothing. I call like nothing. There was nothing. And Giannis was giving trouble to everyone, to Vlad, and then at the end it was me and him just arm wrestling a little bit. Giannis has some issues with his shoulder. It's it's not a secret, so he has had them. So his side pressure has suffered. But the thing is, like, he can pull, right, and then he will feel the consequences next day. So he'll be ready for Justin, and I think I cannot say he's in the best shape. It's impossible. He was way better way back when, but he's still really strong. Pronation hand is incredible. The hand is just insane, and his pronation.
That's the last thing to go for sure.
Yeah, and his pronation is stronger than back pressure. So if you beat him, you have to open him here because you cannot rotate him anywhere. So
what a great storyline. I think that's about a 10-year span almost with storylines of
10
their
years.
little rivalry.
Yeah.
So it's a great storyline,
Yeah.
regardless of the outcome. It's like the gap in their meeting again, both with some age and life and experience under their belt. Really cool to have them bang again, because they were consistently the finalists at WAL, and they had that match at UAL, and so you're talking roughly 10 years later, 8 years later, meeting again. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think it cannot be an easy match for both of them, because Justin is so hard to deal with. Giannis is so strong, tricky, and like if something doesn't work, he can, like in that match he intentionally went in a hook. Like I haven't seen it since, right? He initiated hook on the last pull because Justin's back pressure was just too much and Giannis couldn't deal with it. So I'm excited for it, and Giannis will come in good shape. And I think Justin wants this win. Like he wants it like water. Like
Oh yeah.
He's big, right? He's big right now for his weight too. He's holding his weight down, and he's growing, so he looks good. Good. He's filled out I practiced with him.
Got that
Saturday.
middle age weight.
Yeah. I practiced with him Saturday, and he felt like a bull as usual. So it's going to be really interesting. Justin's in good shape. I mean, I don't think he's got too many.
These are all
issues
happening.
right now,
These are all happening at the next card, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, 14
Wow.
in August 10th.
Yeah.
And that's the one. So Ray's pulling Belanger on that card, right?
Yeah.
So it's you, Ray, Paul, Giannis. Holy shit! What are the other matches on the card?
Artem Minda.
Yeah, Artem Minda, Talbot, and Grej.
John and Leonidas.
Talbot and Brej left.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the one I'm excited for because Paul's
What
one
else?
of those.
Are there any heavy matches? I think Corey was pulling one, wasn't he?
Corey and
Corey and Travis.
Corey Travis
Corey
left.
Travis.
Left.
Lefty?
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably valid. All right.
Okay. Jerry and Alex Kurdecha.
I like that one. Righty, of course.
Of course.
Todd and
Prudnick.
Todd and
Prudnick?
Prudnick. Yeah,
Who?
Todd and Hutchings.
Todd and Prudnick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Redemption
That's
match.
interesting. I think Prudnick will win that.
Dave and Frank. Dave and Frank Lamparelli. Dave Chafee, Frank Lamparelli.
You know what? Rob's
Uh,
pretty good. Rob's pretty good at these, and I don't know when we're gonna get a chance to get his picks. I do want to get your picks, even if we don't run through the dissect the matches.
Yeah,
I'd
no
like to
dissect.
get
I'll just give the picks. We can all give our picks.
Yeah.
We should all put enough money in the till for a case of beer, and then whoever wins gets the money Venmo'd so we can have a weekend barbecue. Let's say $20 a head. Winner take the pot.
I'm in.
Fine.
All right.
Dude,
Let's do
I
it.
don't want to give predictions because I have to talk with all these guys. So I want to stay away from predictions for now. So
Don't be a political bitch, Ray. It's just a fucking prediction, bro.
can I be just average, bitch? Come on.
All right. I'm going with it. I'm gonna write this shit down with some aluminum foil. First match, go. I'll tell you my prediction. We're gonna go wins, losses, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so John Brzenk and Leonidas.
I'm actually gonna go with Leonidas. Actually, even though he's a dirty, cheating, ducking, no match having bitch. Leo.
All right.
I got John.
You got John.
Yes.
Do you know something I don't know? Is John particularly trained and thick?
Team West.
I pulled with Leonidas. I got John.
So he's
right.
not as strong as he looks.
If it was left arm, I'd have Leonidas. Not right.
You know what? Paul? The power of sales is real. And because it's John, and because I don't want to see Leonidas win and go back into bodybuilding, I'm going to switch my thing. Thank you, John. Thank you, Paul, for selling me one. And if you call now, you can get a free chamois. Next. I'm going with John for all the people
Hold on,
counting.
I didn't even pick. I'm writing all these down too, and I'm in the bet. You need my pick, John. Let's go.
All right.
Listen, you guys can't all pick the same people.
We can, but we're not going to do it. I promise you there'll be different ones.
Okay,
I got you.
Jerry and Alex.
I'm going Jerry.
Okay, Todd Hutchings.
Alex, I'm going with Jerry as well.
Okay.
Todd
Hutchings
Hutchings.
and Prudnick?
Yeah.
I'm going Prudnick.
I'm going Todd.
I got Todd too.
Okay.
Okay. Dave Chafee, Frank Lamparelli.
Dave.
I got Dave too.
And I'll even throw for a double down. Dave equals easy.
Ooh.
Dave,
I think
Dave,
he's going to
Dave.
do it easy.
I think
Dave,
it'll be hard.
Dave. That's three
Travis-
Daves.
Did
Travis
you pick Dave?
Page-
Did you pick? You think it's going to be horrible?
No, I think it's gonna be a hard match.
You think so?
I do.
Well, maybe
But
I'm
I
just
think-
calculating Dave on where I remember Dave. Maybe things have changed. I think
I think
Dave, where
Frank-
he
I think
was,
Frank-
will just
I think
steamroll him. But
Frank's a tough cookie, man. His hand is wild.
I know he is.
He just can't match the side pressure, I don't think.
No, Dave's got a strong shoulder and sideways. Moving on.
Travis and Corey.
Lefty. Travis.
I'm
I'll
going.
take-
Look, for arm wrestling.
We need Travis to win.
Travis would be a great, come back, need him to win, to climb and go. With that being said, I'm going to go Corey.
Yeah,
Hey.
I got Corey too.
Hey,
Just
there's
because
something about being a salesman, and then when you keep selling dog shit cars that break down and blow smoke and blow up in everyone's face, you can't have Travis's car sales anymore. The guy is good at getting himself into matches, but at some point in time, you gotta deliver a vehicle that drives off the fucking parking lot and gets more than 5 miles to the gallon. You can't keep telling people what you're going to do and pointing to the fence and striking out. When you're selling yourself, you have to, at some point in time, deliver. Now, Travis does a good job of selling himself, but we have not seen him deliver in quite a while. So,
Paul, me and you
with
have the
that,
same
young
pick.
man, let's
Yeah.
go with. I'm going with Travis anyways because I know what could be.
Well, I know. So right now, Rob has two different picks, and we got the same, Paul. We're gonna have to veer off the trail.
Yeah,
You don't have to veer off. If you guys
Well,
are even, you split the money.
I already know a couple we don't see eye to eye on. So
All right, go ahead.
Paul Lynn, Rustam Babayev.
do I get to be out of this one? I got to pick myself, otherwise I shouldn't even show up.
Yes.
I 100%. I agree. Now,
I'm gonna go.
Paul's performance strong. Rustam is a big question mark. He's a big question mark. Is he going to come back different than he was, better than he was, worse than he was? I don't know. Looking at the past, I think maybe the injuries and stuff might be a haunt. I'm going to actually go with Paul.
Thank you, Rob.
This is, dude. Do I try to go for picking up one right here?
Yeah, you should. That you'd be smart to.
Did I go? I'm gonna put an R down, and try and pick one up on you guys just for the bet. But if you're
No,
asking
I'm
me,
going to do that. See, I was going to say if I pick one up with you, I'm going to pick Hunter.
if I have to pick one up, I'm gonna try and pick one up now because he has to pick himself. So, but if I'm saying I already said on English channel, if I got to pick this match, I'm going 55-45.
It's only $20. Don't lose a friendship over $20.
No, $20.
People are going to be losing sleep at night over this pick. They'll do it.
Feelings.
All right, I'm
Go
writing
ahead.
a P
Keep
down.
going. Keep going.
You better put that Rustam down.
Justin Bishop, Jan Samolinch.
Justin,
I got Justin too.
Giannis. Oof. Man, I don't have any more. I'm not gonna have any more friends. No, I'm going Justin.
And that wasn't as confident as I made it sound. For me, that's a coin toss. So I figure I just picked the guy that's, I mean, I have all the respect for Giannis. That wasn't as close as it sounded, but I don't fucking know where either one of these guys are at. So I'm just shooting a shot, right? Let's go. Let's go.
Matt Mask, Lars Rorbakken.
Mask and Lars.
Mask and Lars.
You know what? Surprisingly, maybe I'm fucking shooting myself in the foot here. I'm going to go Lars.
Well, years ago, they had a match at Arm Wars and he won 5-1, I believe. Lars did. So I don't know. You know, they're completely different guys, both of them, but it's been a long time. But Lars did win that match.
Yeah, I'm going
Lars
to go
was
Lars
massively bigger.
Because I think if you pull a guy that the hand control doesn't matter as much and it becomes more of a torquey arm wrestling match, I think Matt's a little more, not that he can't do it, but he's not as comfortable as some of the other guys at that level that are doing it, like we'll say Lars.
I'm gonna go with Matt.
People look at what happened with Michael Todd and Lars, but they fail to recognize that Michael Todd is incredibly athletic and his shoulder roll is second only to Jerry Cataret's.
Yeah,
that shoulder roll is fucking nasty.
I got a hard time picking Matt's matches sometimes because I think sometimes he shows up in different shapes, maybe not 100% in different things. I just have a feeling that his back he might be putting his own back against the wall and have to win. And I think that speed and initiation, I'm going to go with Matt, but this is a tight one for me.
Okay.
So who you going?
I'm going Matt. I'm going Matt because I think he's back. He's putting his own
like
back.
it. We're already starting to fork in the road. I like it.
Yeah, me and Paul pretty much have all the same picks.
Don't worry about it. Wait till we get to you.
Okay. Craig Tullier, Tom Holland.
Craig.
Yeah, sweet.
Okay. Doug Hunter.
I got Doug.
I'm going Doug.
I'm gonna go with Hunter.
Doug, you can win this whole thing right now if you throw the match.
Don't be a dick.
That $20 beating you two in this match is more important than winning.
Case of beer.
We're just trying to get some free beers, bro.
Yeah, look,
I'm
$40 can buy you a pretty good case of beer, Doug. That could get you like some Bud Light Lime or something, whatever you drink.
beating you
Now.
to it something
Whoa.
beating you to it something is more important than winning this match. So I'm
Oh
going
shit!
Doug. I
You're
got
being
Doug.
calculated. Don't take a dive, Doug. Don't be Pete Rose.
We all got the same matches so far, Paul. We got to change them.
Okay, Artem in Mindaugas.
Mindaugas.
Mindaugas and Artem. Who do you guys got?
Mindy.
I can never bet against Mindy. I just can't. And I want Artem
This is
to
one
win.
of my deviation matches. This is one of my deviation matches that I knew I was going to be different, guys.
You're going Artem.
I want Artem to win, and I think it's closer to 50-50 than I thought before. I really do.
Can I ask
after what
both you
felt.
guys if Artem was residing in Russia right now and called both you guys fucking communist pricks, would you still vote for him?
No, I'm just trying to be different than you guys.
Like, are you voting on friendship or reality?
No, I think this is a good one to deviate on because I think Artem has a little level of trickiness that could pose Mindy some problems with the weight difference.
But remember now, if you were betting on this, you're betting that Artem beats Mindy.
If I was betting my entire life savings, it might not be the same thing. But I'm taking Artem because I think that there's a chance, and this is an opportunity for me to get one up on you guys.
Okay, I appreciate the chutes and ladders of the explanation of what's going on here.
Hey, when I go to the horse track, I am not betting on the favorite.
You don't want the horse everyone's betting on. You don't
do.
want the favorite. You want the 30-1 underdog so you can get that cheddar.
Yes. Dude, I went to the track like a couple of days ago and we were just watching and I was like, man, I should just put some dumb bets in here. You know what I mean? And we're standing at the track right at the finish line and the odds are shifting. You know how it shifts as the money comes in? And I was looking at I think it was maybe out of the lineup, it was the horse that was second to last. And the odds kept getting crazier, like 50-1, 55-1. And I was like, I want to go put a bet in real quick. And didn't this damn horse win? It had like $180 in on it, and the favorite had like 50 grand.
Now Paul's got a new pontoon boat, and we're all wondering why. Fucking hey, bro, guys at the horse track gambling on the long shot. So you're going Artem. I like it. What's the next one, Ray?
I want to hear this one. Paul Talbot, Vrej Serdikian.
3-0 Talbot. 3-0
Vrej.
3-0 Talbot.
3-0 Talbot.
All right.
Vrej.
I'm going to go. This will give me a way to get away from Paul, and I'm going to go Vrej.
Don't asterisk it. Don't be that guy. Don't be like Leonidas. Don't sell yourself. It's just a prediction.
This match, no, I really don't know who to pick in this match. I really don't.
I don't either, but in my mind, based on what I've seen, I'm thinking Vrej.
The decider for me is the amount of people I've seen Vrej hold people up on his bicep and monsters and still win. I believe you, Paul. I believe you. But
you just wait and see.
I want Paul to win. I picked Paul on the podcast.
3-0. 3-0.
3-0?
3-0 dominant. You'll see.
Maybe
that would be so massive.
I talk to Paul too much. I know too much. And Paul doesn't post anything. Paul's the most secretive guy on planet Earth. He's a weirdo. But he's a good buddy, and I know what nobody else knows.
Hey, I will say this. He wins that match. That should springboard him into a number one contender or even a title shot.
Yes. Yes.
Immediately. I mean, the dude is a monster. Vrej is a monster. So
nobody's discounting he's a monster. Nobody's saying that. But with due respect to his competitor, he is a world champion and the current monster. He is the current monster.
I said Vrej is the monster. That's who I was replying to.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going Paul. I'm going Vrej. Next.
Okay. Jonathan Breda, Aymeric Pradines.
Breda.
Aymeric. I'm going Aymeric.
I know Rob would go with the Frenchman. I know it.
Well,
hey, motherfucker. It ain't as simple as that. It's just looking at how quickly that dude dismantles people.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And sometimes you can have all that power, but if you can't access it, you know, before you're already KO, Merrick is one of the best to do it, especially on that left arm. I'm a big fan of the guy. I watched a lot of him, and huge respect. I've
He's a
seen
nice
Breda.
guy.
I know he's got a lot of power, but I don't think he's got the savvy and that athleticism as an arm wrestler like Merrick does. I think before he can engage, it's already over. Mark my words.
Okay.
We have female match, Elizabeth Mocek versus Alexandra Ozerova.
I'll take Elizabeth Music.
Yeah, me too.
Is that the one that was at Knuckles Up?
Yeah, Rob, it's Elizabeth. Elizabeth is doing like the 125 dumbbells on flat bench. She's
Say
wild.
again? 125?
Flat bench 125 dumbbells.
You don't
I'm
say
dead
that
ass.
in front of me, son.
I'm
Because
dead
I
serious.
don't. I'm still at Planet Fitness on like the 75s, baby. Like this. So we're not gonna
We
talk
know
about
it's the
that.
50s.
We're gonna call that a typo. You meant to say 55s. So
Yeah.
she is the girl that was at Knuckles Up, and she's pulling
pulled
who's
Merlene.
the one?
She pulled Merlene.
No,
So-
who's the other girl? I know who she is
West-
now.
Alex Top Roll's wife.
I'm going her.
Okay.
I'm going the top roll. So I saw her training in Russia with all them
Yeah.
badass Russian bitches and Dolowev's little partners. And she
Yeah, that
looked-
was just this week.
that
yeah,
wrist
this week.
looks solid. She looks solid, and she's a serial killer who can also grind. Merlene came off of a little bit of retirement. This girl's, I'm gonna go with Alex squared, or what's it when it's times 3 or some shit. Because
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
Alex and Alexandria. I dig it. You can't fuck up no one's name, but I like she's very, very good. Very good. So I'm going with her. I don't care about her bench press. Don't flex on me. Don't give me your 125 dumbbells. That's makes me very insecure. Moving on.
And make sure you
Why
have
do you
Paul
think I did
down.
that? Why do you think I did that?
Hey,
I
dude,
was
make
able
sure you
to
have.
manipulate your
Hey,
pick.
I'm taking this shit. I'm taking this serious. Make sure you
Bro,
have
look at me.
Paul down. Make sure
I'm
you have.
saving this.
Make sure you have Paul down and out roast him because I was fucking. with
Don't
y'all.
worry, Doug. If you win, you'll get your 20 Venmo and maybe a little extra for Starbucks or whatever you get down with. Don't
At
worry
least
about
somebody's gonna be paying me what they owe
it. Hey,
me.
the last bet I did
Ray.
like this. Speaking of Artem and Travis, I would like to announce that we put $100 into a till, and I won that by a landslide. And when I asked them all about, hey, I take Venmo and I take payment, Travis basically said I was a liar, and Artem never responded. Bro, where's
Are
my
you kidding
200?
me?
I'm
Do
gonna
you
be like that
really
kid.
think
Remember that
Travis-
movie, One Crazy Summer with John Cusack, where he's like, "Where's my $2?" I'm
The
gonna be
only
hunting
way
these
you're
motherfuckers.
getting $100 from Travis is if you see him in person and take it out of his wallet. There's no chance he is using any type of banking to send you money ever.
And you know what?
Anyway.
Artem thought he could just bang out on me like that too. But in real life, you can't just bang out on a bet like that.
Hey,
There
we
are
have
consequences, people.
at least one more match.
2 more matches.
One more.
2 more
Okay,
matches.
2 more.
Michael and Camille. Right arm. Michael Todd.
Michael.
I got Mike.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Ray and Ryan.
Who?
Oof.
Ray and Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ray.
Ray who?
Ray who?
Ray.
Who?
Hey, where the fuck is Bowen pulling? Oh, that's at Knuckles Up. I was like, I heard Bowen was pulling Shark. What the fuck? We
Who
were
you
talking about that
picking?
one?
Who you picking, Douglas?
I'm going with Lipens.
Ray, I love you and I support you and I'm rooting for you. But for the sake of this thing right here, I'm taking Ryan.
It's
You
fine.
wanna-
You went the other way?
Paul, I'll never forget it. No worries.
I know. Listen, I will give you all the good energy that I possibly can on Saturday in hot Florida.
Ray, just remember when he's clapping you on the shoulders and cheering you up, you are only worth $20. He traded you in for a 20 spot.
Yeah,
That's how
Ray,
easy your
Ray,
friends can be
Ray,
bought nowadays.
Ray,
we're
if I
done.
win,
This
I'll
is
mail
60
you
match, right?
one of Doug's Bud Light Limes.
Yeah,
Paul
well,
did-
Paul's shrugging 250s and his girlfriend's bench pressing 250s. You guys, Doug, you wrote this shit down?
I wrote it down,
right,
and I'm
now,
just realizing
you know-
that Paul didn't pick one person from the East.
Rob
He picked
is
all
gonna-
the West.
Rob is
Hey,
as soon as
hey.
this podcast's over, Rob is gonna wrap a brisket with that tinfoil.
we know, yes, that is probably true. But
You
we
know
know
what,
why
Paul?
Paul's the most loved Captain America. Because he would never do his dudes dirty, even if he knows they're fucked. He's Tony
Paul made it
Robinson all
sound-
these guys.
Paul made it sound like he was putting thought into these, and he just picked the West guy out of everyone. He tried to make it look like, yeah, I
Listen,
mean,
what do you mean,
he's
Captain
analyzing the
fucking
match.
America.
do you
Captain
mean?
America is, listen, this is why when we did the show, it worked. I'm the asshole. You're kind of the asshole. And that's Captain America that makes everyone feel good. We know what
Sandwich
time
him.
it is.
We
We
sandwich
blend
him.
good together.
I put
But
a lot.
listen,
I put a lot of thought in those matches. I have logic to support every one of them.
I'm switching just
yes,
because of
it's
just
called you
because
live
of
in North
Justin's
America
comment.
and you don't need that shade.
Yeah, look at this.
Hey,
with this
I want to
shit
make a
going
switch.
on
I
it.
want to make a switch just because Justin's comment in the chat, because Paul's a real one. I want to switch my Justin match to Giannis.
Are you going to make Rob scribble that out with a Sharpie?
Yes, I'm changing.
I'm
I got Giannis.
staying with Justin
All that
because
Sharpie
I
ink is
believe
going into
that
brisket,
time
man.
is a thief.
Poison.
Switch me to
And time
Giannis.
is more on. Hey man, I've lost worse shit than this $20 bet, and I'm not about to go changing my bets for a 12-pack. Because guess what? I can go right down the street there and get me one. But I'm gonna
No,
win
man.
this one. You
40
guys,
bucks,
I'm gonna
dude.
win right away with Prudnick. You guys
40
all bet. You guys
40
all
bucks
bet
is
on
going to
Todd.
be a full case. It's going to be a full case of something pretty decent. And
Oh,
part of
something
this bet,
sexy. But you guys all fucked up with Prudnick and Todd right out the gates. I had it one.
no.
Rob, I'm not kidding. Switch me to Giannis.
All right, you went to Giannis. You guys are all in deep water now.
We have to do a follow-up podcast, and whoever wins has to drink at least half of that case on the podcast.
Oh.
Get 2 hours.
Buddy, you know you got a guy here that can actually do that. I like this. I like where we're going.
And then,
The
and then
director of this
drink it on the
podcast is
stream,
really
right?
good.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
drink-
yeah, on the podcast.
Hey,
2 hours.
the,
2
the
hours,
Phoenix
4 beers,
episode.
6
This
hours.
is what this is. The Phoenix episode. See, we were burnt, dirt, ashen, and everything, and now we're back from the fucking trenches. No one ever thought it would happen. I didn't think it would happen. We're all too busy, too crazy, too fucked up, and here we are. So as long as Ray keeps shutting up and hosting us,
Yeah,
us non-savvy guys can keep doing this.
yeah, it's because of Ray, 100%. There is zero
Oh, Ray,
chance
listen,
any of
Ray-
us could have
Ray got
coordinated.
that shit on and cracking, right? Like he's
Yep.
got it like that. He's got time on his hands. So hey, with that note, as much as there's a lot of shit I like to pop off about, because there's a few things, but I'll save it. It's like you keep a little bit in the reserve for the next workout. So with that, I'm gonna go get my camp on. I gotta get to cooking. You guys, much love for catching up. Ray, thank you for hosting us. All of you, we should try to do a catch up before you go to your event, because I would like to talk to everybody before you go. You know, much love for the Warriors in the arena. Anyone out there on the podcast, go read that speech to Man in the Arena. You'll think differently about how you talk to these guys, because these are the guys in the arena, all of us. Much love. Cheers, my friends. Nice catching up. I'm going to go do my thing. Stay strong. In the words of David Goggins, stay hard. You know, yeah, let's go.
No,
Hey.
it's stay strong and love arm wrestling.
That's
And-
Ray, that's Coach Ray. He's not David Goggins, but I like
Hey,
all that.
close
shit.
enough.
Stay
Close
strong, love arm wrestling. I like it.
Basically
That's,
saying.
hey, the
This
guy's
was
got
awesome.
a tagline. What do I say? I say, oh, let's go, motherfuckers. I say some shit like that. I sound retarded. People think I'm drunk all the time. 50% true, but not always. Hey, guys. Coach Ray, thanks. You guys all catch up with all y'all real soon.
Peace out.
Peace.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys. We finished this.
Live is off.
Um.